Old number 70 from Clay, Alabama joins us here on the set. I always find fascinating this time of year the term on schedule. Are we on schedule with our practice? Are we on schedule as a program? If I asked you the on schedule question after, 10, 11 practices, today is 12, what's the answer?
How can you tell everybody in your program to be where their feet are, worry about the moment, stay in the moment, practice each play like it's the last play they're ever going to have, move on to the next play, and then worry about a schedule? Can't do that.
Right. Wes,
That means you've said early on, hey, at this day we're going to be here. At this day, everybody just shut up, close your eyes, put blinders on, like those racehorses, right?
Right.
Put the blinders on and go play. Shut down everything else.
As you prepared for this summer in the offseason, and you're going to address your football needs as you looked at your roster, and each year there's some form of we got to be better here, or we did not get this done here. What were those points of emphasis?
Yeah, well, it really as the season winds down, you get that second half of the season, the last quarter of the season, you start to see where deficiencies are, right? And a lot of times it's a depth deficiency. It's not necessarily a singular player at a position, right? It's a depth issue, and then certain positions, then that equates now back to your special teams. So my head starts spinning during the end of the season, kind of okay, we're a little bit here, a little bit there. So now when the season ends and bowl time starts and all that, right, you're ready to roll. And we had to increase our depth at our big skill positions.
Okay.
Right, our safeties, running backs, tight ends, linebackers, edge guys. Those we had to increase our depth there. And 'cause when the season goes, and it's a long season, especially if you want to play all the way to the end now, and you got to have depth at those spots that are also your core special teams guys.
I've heard you talk about depth, particularly at the running back position. Jamal Haynes comes back, and he's phenomenal. But the depth behind him is almost just as important. How has that depth started to shake out during camp, and what will that do for Jamal having those guys behind him to take some carries?
Of everybody in the organization, Jamal's probably the one that's embraced it and been excited about it the most. And that was really talking through as the season went on last year, needing to get some help in to help take the load because, you have guys in the program, well, at that position, you're going to get an ankle, you're going to get banged up. And all of a sudden now, and then a helmet comes off in the game, and your fourth guy better be ready to go just like your first team guy, right? So we had to increase the depth there. We wanted to increase some size, and we wanted those guys to complement each other and not always have the same guy in there. And one guy can do this. We all know what Jamal can do and what his skill set is, and then we wanted guys to be able to complement him and then develop him in the program. And that's a position, too, that I really feel like, that you can develop that position over time in your program.
Brent, George O'Leary used to refer to the football team as a 44-man operation anyway, 2 deep at every position. Feels like you're closer now to 44 than you've been in your previous tenure here.
Yeah, Wes, it's funny you bring that up. So people are talking about roster limitations and
sure,
how we're as we're rolling into that world now. What about your scout special teams? What about this? What about that? And I'm like, I only know one way. If you're on scholarship, right, and you came to Georgia Tech, you were going to be on. I mean, you could be a 2 deep guy, and you were going to be on scout special teams.
Right.
You were going to be on the scout team. That was just the way it was. So we were operating off of a smaller roster as it is. Right, because exactly like you said, he wanted to get the 44 guys ready to go. Right? He didn't want to have the guy that was the lifelong fan that was out there for whatever and out there trying to block a punt. That's one was. He wanted to develop the guy for the next season or halfway through that season to be able to do it. So it's not a lot new for me. Those are just lessons learned from him.
Talk about developing a guy for the next season. You guys have one of the rare commodities in college football right now where you don't just have one quarterback, you've got 2. Right? And there's not a team in college football that's in a position under center that you're in. What does that say, though, about the institution's commitment to ensuring that football rises to the top by making those investments?
Yeah, and before I talk about those 2, right, the 3 and 4 are pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Graham Knowles and Grady Adamson came in just this summer. Really, really talented young guys. Scrimmaged on Saturday. Those guys, they're doing a really good job of developing behind those. But then, hey, the 4 pushes the 3, the 3 pushes the 2.
Yeah.
But then those other 2 guys that have been in the program now, and they're rare traits. And they push each other. And to have that, not just a singular person at that position, but for the institution to allow us to do the things necessary to retain 2 guys of that caliber and to continue to develop them. I can't thank Dr. Cabrera enough for what he has allowed us to do, what resources he's given us, but also the vision he has that we're a world-renowned academic institution. All right, well, we're going to be that same way in athletics as well.
Yeah. Let's talk some D-line, because disruption defensively has to be one of the big points of emphasis going into the season. How have you seen some of these transfer guys develop over the course of the spring and summer, particularly on that defensive line at the edge rusher position?
Yeah, we've increased our depth for sure. All right, and again, they're guys that complement each other. It's not the same one-trick pony for every position. So, and we're cross-training them. The way BG's system, we're cross-training those guys. I mean, any of those guys can play any of the 4 spots across the front at any time. And then a lot of it goes back to Jess and to Kyle Pope. I mean, you talk about ability to develop defensive linemen and get them on the field to play winning football. Just, every day in practice, after practice is over, we go back to the staff room, and as a staff, we don't start off and watch team run, team force, team blitz. We watch individuals. And I go through and I pick 2 different indie periods every day. And as a staff, we watch those. And just to hear those guys talk through their individual drills and explain them and the detail and how they carry over them to the field, that's been a big reason why. But we had to. We got to generate more pass rush. We got to get more disruption. All right, we did a good job of flat walling and playing the run last year at the line of scrimmage, but we got to get some of those, you got to get people off track.
Anywhere on that practice plan, is there a rep for Luginbill or Jones before we're done here today?
Yeah, ball exchange starts here in about 15 minutes.
Make sure you got the trainers close, especially for Lug.
Are we going under center or out of shotgun?
We do both.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that shotgun run stuff. We're going straight downhill.
Okay, for y'all two, we will definitely get under center.
Yep.
All right. How deep you want to be, though? That's the question.
7 yards deep.
He's 7.5.
7 yards. It's in my blood.
Now we're getting into clarity.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, but we back him up 8. We ain't rapping. Come on.
That's right. We're talking wide stretch zone and the naked off the other side.
How deep do I need to be? You tell me.
But we have to be under center, gun. We have to be able to do it all to be able to complement, be complementary football.
Yep.
Thanks as always. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate y'all coming.
Absolutely.
Go Jackets.